Hi everybody, this is a video demonstrating the new way that we're booking conference rooms. So up until now, you've probably been creating 2 appointments in Outlook, one on your own calendar and one in the calendar of the conference room that you're reserving. Now, you're going to do it all through the appointment that you are making on your own calendar. So we'll just walk through an example of what this looks like. So this is my calendar, this is today, and I have this meeting from noon to 1, and I want to reserve a conference room for it. So I double click on the meeting, which brings up my appointment window, and then I click on the Scheduling Assistant button. This gives me a window of the availability of anybody that I've invited to my meeting and any conference room that I'm considering for my meeting. So to take a look at the availability of conference rooms, this is what you want to do. You want to click the Add Rooms button, and you see the conference rooms listed here. So for this meeting, let's say I'm really only interested in conference rooms 2, 5, and 6 for their size. I click on conference room 2, and I click the Rooms button. So you see conference room 2 shows up down here. Then I click on conference room 5, and I click on conference room 6. So to select more than one room at a time, just hold down the Control key. So if I click room 5 and then I hold down Control and I click room 6, it allows me to select more than one at a time. And I click the Rooms button down here, and it adds both of them together. So I have rooms 2, 5, and 6 down here, which mean that I'm considering all of them for this meeting time, but I want to see what their availability is so I can see which one to book. So I click OK, and now they all show up down here. So you see that they're all free. They're all available for my meeting. If they weren't, they would have a blue line like this across them. But they're all free, so I can pick the one I want. So let's say that I want to reserve room 2. I just uncheck room 5, and I uncheck room 6, and I leave conference room 2 checked. That means that that is the room that I'm reserving. If I go back to appointment, I now see that the location has been updated to that specific room, and that conference room 2 is going to receive an invitation from me for this meeting. So I click the Send button, and now my appointment is updated with conference room 2, and I get an email confirming that I've booked conference room 2. So this email says that I have reserved conference room 2 today from noon to 1, and that's your confirmation that you've successfully reserved that room. And that is a brief introduction to how we now reserve conference rooms. If you cancel a meeting, if you don't need a conference room anymore, just go back into your meeting on your calendar and cancel the meeting. Click Send Cancellation, and it will remove that meeting from conference room 2's calendar so that it frees it up for somebody else to use.